So this is a rather interesting case. Like I was talking about in the other video about joint liability and several liability. This is certainly a several liability, and this is a rather interesting twist to this, as you'll see as I read along. So it comes out of today.com, and it says a vape pen explodes on 17-year-old, shattering his jaw and knocking out teeth. This is published on June 20th, 2019. Says Austin Adams, 17, was trying to quit smoking. So he turned to electronic cigarettes in an attempt to ease his addiction to tobacco. He found the one he wanted, a device from a company called VGod, and asked his mother, Kalina, Burton, to buy it for him. She did. Adams had been using the new device when it exploded in his mouth. The force knocked out several teeth and shattered his jaw. And Burton, the mother, says Austin came in with his hand up to his mouth. He was in shock and unable to speak. And this is a very lovely picture of what happened to him. Burton, who lives in rural Ely, Nevada with her family, had to drive her son 5 hours to the nearest hospital that could handle his injury, Primary Children's Hospital in Salt Lake City. And Dr. Katie Russell, one of the trauma surgeons who treated Adams, stated this child had a blast injury to his lower jaw as well as burns around his lip. Russell and a colleague described the case Wednesday in the New England Journal of Medicine. E-cigarette explosions occur when the lithium-ion battery inside a vape pen overheats, according to the Food and Drug Administration. The FDA is in charge of regulating all tobacco products, including e-cigarettes. But while the agency has sent warning letters to e-cigarette manufacturers about marketing violations and illegal sales to minors, they haven't issued any warning letters about the potential for the batteries to overheat and explode. Instead, the FDA suggests that companies should rework their batteries to make them less likely to overheat. An FDA spokesman wrote in an email to NBC News, quote, the FDA encourages manufacturers interested in making modifications to address battery safety issues to contact the agency to discuss options on how they can do so in a timely fashion, and the FDA will consider each situation on a case-by-case basis, unquote. So then they show this lovely picture here of his shattered jaw. That was a CT scan, shows extensive damage done to a man's face. You can see it pretty much screwed him up pretty well. The incident, which occurred in March 2018, also tore a hole through the Adams' gums. And VGod did not immediately respond to requests for comments. Now, it's rather interesting about this. It's definitely user fault, and it could be, they say VGod, but VGod doesn't necessarily make batteries. Not that I know of. I have yet to see a VGod battery. Let me pause this and see if I can find one. So as you can see, this is the VGod website. Make it a little bigger for you. They don't make batteries, right? So, and probably this particular mod was probably a 2-mech mod. So don't, you make a disposable pod that contains a, small battery, but I'm sure that's not enough power to blow off your face, so to speak. So they don't, they do e-juices, stuff like that. But that's about it. I had a VGod e-liquid review on this channel, I don't know, about a year or so ago. It was like a tobacco vape. Didn't necessarily like it too much, but hey, some people do. But anyway, they do not do batteries. Okay, so being as that's the case, because it's a battery issue, it really comes down to user fault. right? Not necessarily VGOD is responsible. The problem with this particular situation is, let's say that this guy Adam, or this particular 17-year-old, or probably now he's 18 years of age, he decides to sue VGOD or the battery manufacturer or even the vape shop. The problem that this particular case will rise to is that the mother says, like it says, Austin Adams, 17 years of age, was trying to quit smoking. And this happened back in March of 2018 when he was 17 years of age. Okay? But the key to this is, so he found the one he wanted, a device from a company called VGOD, and asked his mother, Kailani, whatever, Kailani Burton, to buy it for him, and she did. So Adams had been using the new device when it exploded in his mouth. Now, the vape shop could possibly be held responsible because, like over here, I mean, a pod would not do that. But one of their, I know they do 2 mech mods. It could be this device, though it's pretty expensive. VGOD's products are pretty up there. But probably was this device. Was this VGOD Elite Mech or something similar to it? Okay, so possibly, I'm saying this possibly, the vape shop could be held responsible because they did not inquire into him, this particular gentleman at the age of 17. He was smoking cigarettes, and then he wanted to turn to vaping to stop smoking cigarettes. The vape shop didn't inquire, apparently, into his experience as a vapor or soon-to-be vapor, and sold him a 2 mech mod when they shouldn't have. So the vape shop could be held liable. VGOD probably will not be held liable in a situation like this. But the funny thing about all this is the mother is actually legally responsible for the cause of the injury done to this particular person, because this person was under the age of 18. It was back on March of 2018, after the the May 10th, 2016, it went in the Federal Register after a final rule in regards to vaping, codified in the Family Smoking Prevention Tobacco Control Act of 2009, became effective August 8, 2016. March 2018 is well past August 8, 2016. And on August 8, 2016, immediately what kicked into place was you had to be, according to the federal statute of the Tobacco Control Act, as well as the FDA final rule in regards to vaping, you had to be over the age of 18 years of age to vape, hand-rolled premium cigars on down the line, right? Well, we'll just stick with vaping. So the mother, who's 45 years old or 44 at the time or whatever, bought it for him. So she's actually liable legally in regards to her own son's injuries. So what would happen in a case like this is this. Let's say Austin Adams decides to get an attorney to sue VGOD and even probably also the vape shop. And what they would do is a cross-claim. And what they will do, they would actually probably, VGOD can get themselves out of this particular case, eliminate themselves as a party to the case as far as being a defendant. But the vape shop will wind up doing a cross-claim, or actually, really, yeah, a cross-claim. It depends. They could do a counterclaim, but probably cross-claim, because there'll be 2 defendants there. Though, actually, wait, it would be a counterclaim, actually, because it would be like, if it was a cross-claim, it would be, let's say there's 2 defendants, And so let's say VGod would sue the vape shop, or the vape shop could sue VGod. So that's a cross claim. So it's a counterclaim. So anyway, the vape shop can counter sue the mother. Yes, for buying this product for a person under the age of 18. Because if the mother did not buy this product in the first place, therefore the injuries would have not occurred. So it's a rather interesting case. Doesn't say anything about this particular case being taken up by an attorney at law or a law firm. It's sad that this happened to this person, but as far as legally speaking, it probably would be dismissed. And the irony of it all is it's the mother that's legally responsible, this time especially, because it's a direct relationship. It's a direct causation of his particular injury. It's the mother who's over the age of 18, 45, 44 years of age, actually bought this product for her son who's under the age of 18. This is a perfect example of when a parent is actually legally responsible in a court of law for damages that were done on their particular son or daughter or whatever. In this particular case, it's the son. So this is a perfect example of a parent not using common sense, of a parent not thinking, of a parent not raising this particular son the correct way. The parent should have said to him, herself, this particular case is the mother, the parent should have said to herself, this person is under the age of 18, it's against the law to buy this vaping product. When he gets to the age of 18, then I'll buy the product for him. And then in a situation like that, it's rather interesting. So let's say she waited until he was 18, and then this injury happened. What could happen is, funny thing about it is, of course, it also wrapped into the fact that if the particular tube mech mod or the vaping device had a manufacturing finished product date after August 8, 2016, because those particular federal statutes kick into place as well. But outside of that, let's say she buys this vaping device for her son, but he's 18 years of age and over. Then the son is responsible for his own damages, use or fault, as well as probably the vape shop, because the vape shop did not inquire into this particular situation. Now, on the other hand, that is into the experience of this particular potential vapor. Now, on the other hand, it doesn't say exactly where this lady bought the product. If she bought it off of VGod's website and it was mailed to him, then I don't know where they got the batteries at, but nevertheless, bought it off of VGod's website, then the vape shop's off the hook unless they bought the batteries from them. And they should have inquired into the experience of this particular individual. And there's nothing about health claims. See, they're permitted under federal statute to inquire into the experience of this particular person. Just like when you go and, you want to go fly a plane. You think it's so cool, man. My friends are flying planes. I want to go fly a plane. Well, when you go to the place to fly a plane, they're going to inquire, do you have a license? Do you have experience? They're just not going to put you in a plane so you can go fly it. And if they do, then it's negligence on the report, on the plane company's part. So anyway, if his mother bought it from VGod's website, then VGOD's responsible for it, for not inquiring into, is this person over the age of 18? Now, the problem with that is, though, is that the mother is over the age of 18. So VGOD would not necessarily, according to law, would be held responsible. On the other hand, let's say even if the mother, who's over the age of 18, 44, 45 years of age, the vape shop still needs to inquire, even VGOD needs to inquire, is this particular person experienced enough to do a 2-mech mod? See, that's the problem. I mean, if it's an internal battery mod with, protections to a degree, then, great. There's really no problem with a mother buying a product for their son or their daughter who's over the age of 18. But in this particular case, it's a mother that's over 18 years of age who buys a product, a vaping product, from either VGOD's website or buys it from a vape shop or buys it from some online vendor. And that particular vendor/retailer does not inquire as to the experience of not only the child here, the 17-year-old, but inquires into the mother. Maybe the mother never vaped in her life. And especially you're selling a 2-mech mod. I'm going to presume it's a 2-mech mod because this is where these explosions are coming from, 2-mech mods. And they never inquired even to the mother, do you have experience? It's best for a vape shop or a retailer not to sell a 2-mech mod, especially a hybrid 2-mech mod, because I'm pretty sure that's what this is. I'm pretty sure this is a hybrid. Let's see if it's a hybrid. Yes, see? A hybrid yet. Holy crap. So they're selling a hybrid 2-mech mod to even a 44 or 45-year-old without any vape experience. They need to inquire into that. Now, on the other hand, let's say the mother is a vapor. And then she goes, buys this VGOD 2-mech mod, and then hands it to her son who's 17 years of age. As long as that vape shop inquired into her being a vapor, and she says, yes, I've been vaping, off and on, every so often, I vape on internal battery mods or whatever the hell it may be. I've done 2-mech mods every so often, but not, every day. The vape shop sells that particular hybrid 2-mech mod to the mother, who in turn gives it to the son. Then the vape shop's off the hook. So there's a lot of variables in here. It would be rather interesting. Let me pause this real quick. So I haven't pulled up anything where a lawyer, because usually law firms will jump on cases like this. But because of the difficulties that are involved here, of having someone over the age of 18 buy the product for someone under the age of 18, I wonder if a law firm will actually take a case like that. I mean, common sense would tell you that the law firm will refrain from taking a case like that. Understand? So this is a rather interesting case. I wonder if this case will actually, eventually be picked up by an attorney at law. But, my suggestion to any lawyers out there, stay away from a case like this. You're going to lose a case like this. This is a very strange case, very difficult case. But the reason why I did this is to show you not only the variables involved in this particular case, but that this is a perfect example of when a parent is legally responsible for not only introducing their child to vaping, but when a parent actually neglects her own legal responsibilities in regards to tort claims, because it could very well happen in a case like this, believe it or not, that the state of Nevada itself can actually sue the mother for negligence. Yes, absolutely. civil negligence as well as criminal negligence for injury, physical injury, as well as monetary damages. So this would be a rather interesting case. I'd like to sort of keep up on this, give it like about 6 months and see if this thing even is picked up by a law firm, or even if the state of Nevada actually takes it upon themselves to actually sue the mother. They can actually do that. Not only sue her, but also indict her. Be rather interesting. This is a perfect example of a parent neglecting their child. And on that point, you guys have a good one. Bye-bye.